Hello everyone, dear friends. I'm Ilnar. Today we'll be reviewing a technical segment. We'll talk about artificial intelligence and all sorts of innovations. Let's get started. What will be left without work? Will we lose our creativity? And what are we really afraid of? We live in an era when technology is developing much faster than people can process it. Artificial intelligence hasn't yet become a full-fledged part of life for most people, but the fear has already become quite widespread. News feeds, social networks, and just the news daily throw up alarming phrases. Artificial intelligence will replace people. Artificial intelligence does this and that. Artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence. It is interesting that such fears accompany every technological revolution. Steam engines frightened workers, electricity frightened craftsmen, and computers frightened office employees. But the fear we feel today is much deeper than it seems, because for the first time, technology is encroaching not only on physical labor, but also on human intellectual abilities. It is also encroaching on human choice. What is there to talk about? Even ministries are now being created using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence forces us to ask a question that was almost never heard before. What is the value of a human being at all? A common myth goes like this: artificial intelligence will replace humans. But this is a gross oversimplification. Technologies will never destroy entire professions, they destroy specific functions within that profession. Artificial intelligence handles tasks that are very easy to systematize perfectly, processing large data sets, repetitive actions, template-based work, and forecasting based on past experience. This means that the first to be hit won't be some mass professions and so on, but rather employees who perform template-based actions. Those whose value was built on doing the same thing every day where the question was about the speed of operations, not their comprehension. For example, artificial intelligence doesn't actually kill off programmers. It lowers the value of a programmer who spends years writing the same type of code without understanding the system's architecture. AI doesn't kill designers, it makes designers who simply combine ready-made templates unnecessary. The same thing is happening with copywriters. It seems to me that this profession has already completely disappeared because we've forgotten how to write texts. ChatGPT writes them. Even the foundation of this video was created solely thanks to artificial intelligence. There is one key point here: predictability. The more predictable a person's activity is, the easier it is to automate. But it is important to understand the fundamental difference between a human and artificial intelligence here. Despite its apparent intelligence, artificial intelligence cannot think in the human sense. They do not understand meanings, have no intentions, and do not realize the consequences of their actions. AI works with probabilities. It works with big data, and based on it analyzes and draws its conclusions. It provides the most probable answer based on statistical patterns, but it does not know why it is correct. It only knows that this answer was chosen most often in the past. Humans, however, are capable of making decisions with incomplete information, acting contrary to statistics, taking moral and social consequences into account, and most importantly, taking responsibility. Therefore, AI does not replace thinking, it replaces computation. These are fundamentally different things. One of the most common fears is the loss of creativity, and this fear is growing more and more among people who work in creative professions. Because while creating professional-looking videos or high-quality photos used to be a notoriously complex and time-consuming activity, now, thanks to modern tools, any complete beginner can create very cool work with ease, spending only 2 or 3 minutes on it to achieve truly impressive results. Knowing a good prompt and the neural network you need, they can create masterpieces, but these masterpieces lack the most important thing: a soul. And creativity is not about a pretty picture. Creativity is about the soul, the meaning that we infuse into it with our own hands. The coolest thing is that AI doesn't create something new, it transforms the old. It doesn't break the rules, it cannot go against everything. It doesn't experience internal conflict. After all, it is precisely from this that true creativity, living creativity, is born. The danger is not that artificial intelligence will replace creativity, creative work, and creative professions in general. The real danger is that people will give up their independence, because then creativity really can atrophy, not because of the technology, but because of the person's own choice. The fear of artificial intelligence is not a fear of machines. It is a fear of losing one's identity. For a long time, a person was defined by their utility. I know, I can do, I make. It was all me, me, me. But now there are machines that know more than I do and can do more than I can. That is what is frightening. They can do it faster, better, and frankly, cheaper. And that indeed triggers an existential crisis. If knowledge and skills are no longer unique, then what is my value? This is where fears and anxieties are born. The fear of being left without a job, the fear of losing control over all of this, the fear of being replaced, the fear of turning out to be empty. Artificial intelligence is becoming not a threat, but a mirror of humanity, where one sees not an enemy in the shadows, but one's own vulnerability. Many people say that artificial intelligence is dangerous because it is getting out of control. But in reality, artificial intelligence has no will of its own. It always operates within the framework of goals set by people. In the future, a person's value will be assessed not by their profession or ability, but by their capacity to think systematically, connect different fields of knowledge, understand people, and work with uncertainty. The most important thing is to take responsibility. Artificial intelligence will eliminate weak specialists and make strong ones even stronger. There will be a sharp divide between those who can think and those who cannot. AI does not take away the future. AI takes away illusions. The illusion that you can go years without developing. The illusion that a person's value lies only in their skills. The illusion that thinking can be replaced by instructions. The most important question we're asking incorrectly is, can artificial intelligence replace a human? It actually sounds quite different. Who must a person be so that artificial intelligence does not replace them? And the answer to that is not about technology, but about ourselves.